It's not quite as simple as that, I don't think, Hyrox, because you can't control it as much.
Everything you do is brute force. I'm like, I thought suffering was
that's the deal. Like, what do you mean? I want to get better, so I've got to hurt. Yeah.
I've actually got the text messages.
Oh, okay.
The exchange that you and I had after Cardiff.
I don't really like the word hybrid.
You're
assuming they're triathletes.
They are. I can tell by the bitterness.
Was it really? Like, Hyrox is a little bit about suffering.
I think so.
Am I right? Or is this...
So do you want me to correct you if you're wrong?
Yeah, correct me if I'm... Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm done now. 100%. Yeah, but you're quite a bit shorter than him.
Oh, he's done it, hasn't he? Dan, nice to see you, mate. Back for episode 10 now of Ask the Coach. Little segue for us today.
Little bit
of a segue into Hyrox.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really interesting about this episode? I feel like it's going to give people a chance to kind of get a behind the scenes of our bromance a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Well, this is where you sort of reject me in front of the world. But don't you feel like our...
I was so not expecting that.
So unprepared.
So unprepared for
just
that
proof
comment.
that this is an organic podcast and I just like to throw curveballs at Dan.
Yes.
But don't you think it went through a gear? And I'm not going to use the word relationship because it's a bit fruity, but what I mean is, the amount that we communicate and engage, and then I just get to know each other, just went through a step change once there was a coaching relationship that related itself to Hyrox.
Yes.
Do you think so?
Fair. No, it's true, yeah.
Because obviously we engaged initially on a business front.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It was actually, because that was probably a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Beginning of 24, I think.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, almost 2 years.
It's a coffee thing, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
And then I realised that Hyrox was a lot of running.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I know a running coach.
I know a running coach who does track sessions, and I feel like I want to get involved.
Do you know how many people I speak to that don't understand that you can get a running coach, by the way?
Oh.
So my friends or people that I talk to, so when we do events together and stuff, people are like, I didn't really think about getting a running coach. I thought that was really... I must...
we're definitely... I know exactly what you mean. Like, it's definitely a small percentage of people think about actually getting a coach.
Correct.
Yeah, and because they almost don't feel like they're worth it.
It's not enough to get coached on.
Because what's runner... I don't know what runner is a month cost-wise. So it's 20-odd pounds, isn't it?
15, 20 quid, let's say.
Yeah, so it's a cost. But it's obviously zero specificity in there to the individual. But I mean, there's like a little bit, but not...
It's sold as. Yeah.
But... for like more cost, but not a substantial more, you can have someone literally personalize your life to do with exactly what you want, when you want it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're already prepared to spend something, but actually you can get a complete individualized plan. So that's why runner is actually like a good thing for me, because it gets people a taste of it. And then they realize it's first step.
Toe dip, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Okay, so I can get something that's sold as personal.
Yeah.
You realise it's not, and then you go, there's Coach Dan's out there.
Yeah. Which runner's great. It's brilliant for individuals, but like that specificity for the individual, like you wouldn't have got there's nowhere on this planet you'd have got your PB at Worcester 10K if you did, maybe not necessarily me, but didn't have a personal running coach to support your ups and downs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, are you talking about me specifically?
You specifically. I am talking about you specifically.
I'm hard work, am I? Is that
no, but like you do, like everyone, some people have more ups and downs than others, some people have none, but runner doesn't support that. Runner doesn't support you looking at it and it gives you some terrible feedback and you throw your phone against the wall because it wasn't what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But like you can have a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
For like not much more money. It depends, like we've talked about in the wearables podcast, we were talking about how much you value it is how much you spend.
Oh, yes.
So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
No, again, I was trying to give people a bit of behind the curtains about I called it a bromance at this point. Yeah. I've actually got the text messages.
Oh, okay.
The exchange that you and I had after Cardiff.
Okay.
Just for anyone who doesn't know, Cardiff was a Hyrox in May, end of May.
Okay.
I'd gone into that having a terrible season before, in my own opinion.
So so to give a little bit of context, you were a Hyrox athlete or someone who trained in the gym and then decided to do Hyrox.
I did strength training, mainly for strength and aesthetics, and then saw Hyrox and thought, well, I'm strong, I don't want to get in the water, but this is pushing sleds and stuff. All right, I could do that.
It is effectively a multi-sport event.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Multi-discipline,
I don't really like the word hybrid.
It's been a bit hijacked as well, hasn't it?
Because realistically, it is a multi-sport. Like triathlon, duathlon, aquathon, aquabike, they are multi sport events.
Yeah.
They require more than one sport. Hyrox is that. Like, because you can technically call pushing a sled a sport, I guess. You know.
I guess I would think it's like a different discipline required for success.
Yes. So the hybrid thing is, I'm not a massive. It doesn't really actually summarize anything.
I just think if you run a bit and you weightlift, you sort of fit yourself into this made up category of
I
hybrid.
actually had a conversation with someone the other day who said someone who tries to run quickly and then can't decides that they go in the gym as well, and now they're not a runner, they're a hybrid athlete.
It's like a way of escaping.
Yeah, it's a way of escaping the
critique, basically.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah. I think my goal is to be stronger than runners, faster than lifters.
Yeah,
I've achieved that.
Yeah,
100 kilo plus bench press and a sub 25k.
Yeah,
If I retired now, I would tell my kids forever. Yeah, that would be the plan.
There you go. Anyway, text us.
Yeah, well, this is just again a bit of an insight. So through your coaching last season, I went from 121, which is where I started.
Yes.
To 112.
Yes, a lot.
It's a 9-minute PB. We talked about my 3-minute PB last week, and you nearly fell off your chair.
9 minutes, yeah.
9-minute PB.
For an event. I mean, they do. The problem is with Hyrox, they do vary a touch in.
Don't take it away from me, Dan.
No, like it could be the course can be a little bit short.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly then, and on that point,
long.
Most athletes that ran Birmingham, where I set the 121, said it was long.
Okay.
Interestingly, yeah. But the Cardiff event, obviously I trained with you for some time.
Yeah.
We'd worked on quite a lot. And our text exchange afterwards, I sent you a picture of me. I am topless, but as you know, that is the rule at Hyrox.
The rule at Hyrox, unfortunately.
And it says, you made this happen to love hearts. Do you remember what you replied?
No.
I can't say it. It begins with an F. Ends with a G.
Okay.
And a legend.
Okay.
You were calling me a legend. I thought that was amazing. I was like, you're the legend.
No,
this is fantastic.
you're the legend. You did. Because, 9 minutes is a lot.
Yeah, you said, and this is like Coach 101, mate. Told you got this. You have it, mate. You have it. We'll take you there, wherever you want to go. Let's, and then that swear word again, go. And I put, thanks, mate. Honestly, couldn't be happier. I feel vindicated today. This is for my confidence and mental health. And you put big step in your sporting journey.
Yeah, it was. And actually, you used that and then went, I want to do a PB at Worcester.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, so actually the next text was me sending you a screenshot of me booking Worcester 10K.
Was it really?
So I was like,
I'm on it.
Up to this point, I was like, do you know what, Dan? I'm going to get Cardiff done. I'm going to retire. It's doing my head.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah. And I was like, I've actually just put the 10K, mate.
So I'm going to use this momentum and carry on.
My wife will be laughing at home now at this whole exchange. But again, this gives you a bit of an idea, I think, then of how we got to where we got to with this. And then I thought it was an interesting topic today to discuss all the synergy between that endurance coaching that you do. So not moving away from all the things we discuss, but for anyone that's doing Hyrox or thinking of doing Hyrox, how would they take your coaching and move it forward? And it's all timely because I think Hamburg, the first major of the Hyrox season, 2nd of October, I think it starts, something like that. Okay. So you've got all the Elite 15 competing.
Isn't there one next week? Is Birmingham next week? London?
Isn't that next week's Hamburg?
Is Hamburg? Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the Elite 15 get out on the track for the first time in the season.
Ah, okay.
Because I think you've had events in like Japan and stuff in August, which are just obviously like for people like me or you to do it. Yeah. And then the Elite 15 are the ones.
This is the first big
major.
So how many are there in the season?
Oh, do you know what? That's a good question. I don't know.
There's not as many as you think.
There's plenty for you to be able to qualify.
Yes. So there's lots of events through the year, more and more. But how many are there for the Elite 15?
Pass.
Yeah, okay.
So can someone educate me on the
It can't be loads, can it?
No.
No, it's probably like 10, maybe not even 10.
It might be less.
Yeah, okay.
I actually don't know. I know I tune in to watch it because it's always actually quite exciting.
Yeah.
You can watch it live on YouTube. Yeah. And I mean, the women go out
coverage is good because it's in one set place. It's in the sports hall effectively in a big so you can film it really easily.
Yeah, they're not 200 kilometers away on a bike somewhere.
On a bike somewhere in the middle of the mountains.
You're not zooming into the water going, I think that pink cap is
that's
Dan.
it, literally. It's a good spectator sport if you want to, because you can buy tickets to watch, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you could just go watch any event, really.
It's one of the hottest ticketed events that I'm aware of in terms of trying to get in, even just as a spectator.
Yeah.
It's a bit beg, borrow and steal, who you know sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's got better, but that's only because they now do more days.
Well, I think when it started, it was a Saturday and potentially a Sunday. They now sometimes start the event on a Wednesday.
Yeah, okay.
Which is wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Again, next business venture idea.
Set up something. Well, there are lots of little like new
Spin-offs.
Yeah, spin-offs popping up, aren't there?
Yeah.
So it's quite clever because people go and have a go, and again, they're little like segues into Hyrox, so they can have a little sample of it.
They've always got a bike element, and I hate the bike down.
Well, there was one not long ago they're doing around the track, so a lot of them have started to do it around the track because it's really simple. Because obviously the track's fair because it's 400 meters, so
and it doesn't change or deviate.
It doesn't change or deviate. So effectively, they just do your event or your discipline. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It could be sled pull, and then you do laps of the track. Maybe it's 400 meters, 800 meters, but it doesn't change.
Yeah,
it's clever.
Again, I've not looked into all of them because again, I get enough stick from my wife for doing just Hyrox competitions and that taken away from my life. So,
Well, that has just given me a little idea.
Go ahead.
Well, I coach at a track, don't I? So
you do.
I do.
We're moving into the wrong season, I think, though, aren't we?
No, I know, but like you need that time to set it up. To be continued. That thought.
Yeah, we'll revisit this when it's all live and you can come and join. Okay.
Yeah.
So you coach some athletes that do Hyrox.
Yeah.
Again, so was the story of how they joined you similar to mine? Was it like a light bulb? Oh, actually, I could bring this into my Hyrox training, or what's the?
Well, I guess I coach a very good local guy, who's part of a very established gym for CrossFit, but he's made a segue into Hyrox.
Is that quite common, do you think?
I think, yes, I think it is, because Hyrox just isn't, there aren't as many CrossFit events as there are Hyrox. Okay. And I think the modalities for CrossFit are very time consuming. Very.
What do you mean, sorry?
So the amount of different exercises that can be within a CrossFit event are endless.
Isn't it the case that you don't know until the day what you're doing?
Yeah, at the games, sometimes they release a few. So like the games, so I did the run coaching for a very good female games athlete who went and came 8th in the games this year. In this
name, if you want.
Amy Kringle came 8th at the games, and I did her run coaching before the games. So,
brilliant.
But we knew the first event about 6 weeks in advance.
Okay.
So her coach literally approached me and said, "Dan, can we do some testing? Can we do some training?" And she came second in that event to Tia Toomey, who's like obviously amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Tia Toomey had recently shifted to Hyrox.
Yes.
So she had come from, she wasn't going to do the games. So Amy would have won that event.
Harsh.
But I think the games maybe persuaded Tia with like a bit of money, and then she came across. But Tia then came across with all this run fitness, so she then cruised the first event. Whereas Amy had been working, she's still young. She's so young, like compared to Claire, I don't know, she might be like almost 10 years younger.
Okay.
So she's got long legs in the game, and whereas Claire came in with really like a high level of running because of Hyrox, you have to run 8K no matter what. Yeah. The event was a 4 mile first run, a row, and then a 2 mile second run. So
that's significant.
Yeah, quite a lot of running for a CrossFit athlete.
10K almost.
Yeah, so it's 10K. So Claire had like loads of running background, whereas Amy really, she does like 1 or 2 runs a week, but like maintenance runs because they don't put too much emphasis on it, because obviously running takes a lot of strength away.
Catabolic, right?
Yeah, it's quite catabolic to gaining muscle.
Yeah.
As we know from a lot of runners.
And a lot of the CrossFit stuff is strength, like above the head stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You know, you're trying to go from a max squat to like a max efforts run, like a K is quite difficult.
Like Bambi.
Yeah. So that's my sort of, so I was coaching Amy, Coach Will, and so a guy called Will who owns a gym locally, then told me basically I want to improve my running, and he is I'm really excited for him to do his first Hyrox, because effectively
he's not done one.
Yes, but this year, like this season.
Okay, sorry.
You know, like the season's been a bit of a break. Because he's honestly, his heart rate's so low, and all of his metrics just suggest that it's come down. But then we started to do sims, and I started to do lactate testing during the sims to see how the different disciplines within the Hyrox affects running.
Okay.
So what are your lactate levels at certain paces? So can you
go through them then? This is really good. So like if you've got like a bit of an idea of which of those exercises are going to hurt you the most.
Yeah. So like it's the sled. The sled push.
No surprise.
No surprise. The sled push throws your lactate through the roof. Like it just does. Like,
and Will be pushing 200 kilos.
He's doing pro weights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 210.
There's a quiz coming up, Dan, where I'm going to ask you things like this, so I'm not going to give you any help.
So effectively, we were going through the different, so we did a few different sims with different disciplines and how it affected the runs and what pace we could get away with running, but also by so pretty much bringing his lactate down at the time. So it was different paces. So we started off at I think we started off at 4:10, and you can literally support your Hyrox event by running different speeds at different times because you want to bring your lactate down ahead of a certain, a sled pull, sled push, lunges. The weighted lunges are big.
Really?
Yeah, really big, because obviously it's a run into, well, realistically, a very similar movement to running, but with an extra 30 kilos on your back.
It's no joke, that 30 kilo bag.
So effectively, we were just testing what was more efficient. So obviously, in training every day, we're trying to do certain things and trying to make his body more tolerant to lactate and shifting lactate. So effectively, we found a pace where he can probably run and then still clear lactate and then be able to be at his maximal for the strength exercises.
How far away is that from his max pace?
Yeah, quite far.
It's quite far?
Yeah, it's quite far because you're trying to stay at a pinch point of lactate where you can hold it and it doesn't just go through the roof. Because what's very common is people do the first K extremely fast and then they just don't really ever recover. Because it's run straight into...
Again, this is part of your quiz. We're going to make sure you know, Dan.
Fine. Is it straight into ski?
I can't confirm.
You can't comment. Okay. But effectively, a lot of people just start hitting the roof. Their lactate goes through the roof. They feel okay for the first couple of movements, and then they're surviving. Whereas if you watch the pros, if you watch someone who effectively has a plan, you can run faster later.
Okay.
So there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit longer to pull or push a sled and then running 30 seconds a K faster, whereas normally you'll run 30 seconds a K slower if you haven't thought about this properly.
And that'll continue to be the compounding.
Yeah, it compounds.
Okay.
Because your body, once your body is filled with lactate, it just can't flush it out.
That's my question. So two things, because what you said something that was really interesting. So you're keeping Will at a point below a certain level of lactate.
Yeah.
Is it LT2? Is that the bit?
It's not quite as simple as that, I don't think, with Hyrox, because you can't control it as much, because it's like you can't go this pace to push a sled because you never really know what's going to happen. So basically, I was trying to make sure that he didn't really ever go above, and people might frown upon this if they're scientists.
Dan, you're the pro.
No,
we're silencing today.
So we were trying to stay like below sort of 6 millimoles, which is quite a lot of lactate, really. For someone doing like for a runner, that's like, oh my God, it's quite a lot. But actually, then it was like, okay, well, what happens if he runs a 4:10K after that event? Oh, okay, we're only at 5 millimoles after the end of that 4:10. Okay, well, that means your body is using the run, not as recovery, but it isn't getting worse. Whereas if you ran, let's say 3:30, it'd just go higher.
Of course it would.
And it's like, yeah, because you're basically just producing more lactate to clear. You're going into glycolysis, you're burning sugar, blah, blah, blah. So you are literally just making your body more, it's just getting more tired, basically. It can't shift the lactate, so it wants to shut down. But then you also can't measure how much someone can suffer.
You said that you've got athletes that do amazing things with high lactate.
Yeah,
right?
like really high, because they can just suffer. But then, like, Hyrox is a little bit about suffering.
I think so.
So there's two ways to it. You train smartly, but on the day, you produce your best results. So let's say I've said 350. Once he's fresh, he's tapered. I imagine that'd be more like 340 on the day. And he can suffer a little bit more. But if you're training to sort of like cycle that lactate and get rid of it during the runs, when he comes to race day, his body's like, I know what I'm doing. As long as you don't go crazy, you can flush that out and you can carry on. And
like you say, people do go crazy on that first run. So scientifically, you sort of touched on it a bit, but you hit a ceiling then. So people do the first run too fast.
Yeah.
The first exercise, whatever that is, will come
whatever that is. Maybe too fast.
And then, so there's a point of no return, is what you're saying?
Yeah, point of no return, yeah.
Explain the point of no return bit.
So you just got that much lactate in your body, you literally need 20 minutes for it to leave.
Really?
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes, yeah.
Jeez.
So that's why when people do whatever it is they want to do, it's common in cycling, you do a climb about an hour into a 2-hour ride. So this climb's like 6 minutes or maybe like 10 minutes, let's say, but you hit it as hard as you can. like way above your like threshold pace. So your body is filled with lactate, and then everybody in the group's like, oh. But then it was a zone 2 ride. Well, that zone 2 ride has now become obsolete because you have that much lactate in your body from a 10-minute effort that you need another 20 minutes for it to clear. So you're still in glycolysis realistically. So actually then that 2-hour window you had turned into an hour zone 2, a climb, and you're on your way home. So really you only got an hour zone 2.
Okay.
So it's similar with like Hyrox or whatever in terms of, and same with a lot of the workouts that people do. You know, most Hyrox gyms and most Hyrox workouts have zero scientific knowledge behind it.
I'm learning loads just listening to you today, mate.
And that's a sweeping statement. It really is. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there who've got, I don't know, theories or whatever that they do. But it's basically do it as hard as you can for as long as you can. And all that is who can suffer the most.
I would say the thing that's changed the most for me in my training after working with you is that balance of training load. So not everything is brute force training.
Yeah.
I think
Brute force.
you used that to describe my training methodology before.
Brute force
You're
training.
like, everything you do is brute force. I'm like, well, I thought suffering was
Yeah, that's the deal. Like, what do you mean? I want to get better, so I got to hurt.
Well, and we talked about this again in an early
brute force
podcast. I think
training,
about 5Ks. I think we were talking about just go nail a 5K all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Part
is
run every week. Go.
terrible. Bang. Hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Misery. So, yeah, again, for me, the thing I learned the most from you essentially was there's a science behind how to run and running easy and when to run hard and when to taper, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you've just alluded to way more than Dan, because you talked about measuring Will's lactate throughout the whole race. So let's go to one of these questions then, because clearly we need to define
what's going on?
the running order. So one of my questions for you today was, can you name the stations in order?
I can have a go. Run. Obviously.
Look for jump cuts in this edit today, because if Dan gets it wrong, he will try and stack it.
I want to say, this is. So I think it goes ski. Am I right? Or is this?
Okay, so do you want me to correct you if you're wrong?
Yeah, correct me if I'm. Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay, I'm done now. 100%. I think it goes push.
Yes.
Sled push. Is it sled pull?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Lunges.
Incorrect.
You're
You're doing so well. 3.
Row.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Burpees.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So ski, push, pull, burpees, lunges.
No.
Row.
Yes.
Yes. Row. Okay. Then lunges.
No.
What is going on?
I knew, because I know you were going to go lunges for your third go. No. Absolutely wrong.
So we got ski, push, pull, burpees, row.
Yeah.
I'm not having a couple. I'm only doing 2 or 3.
There's 3 left.
Yeah, there's 3 left. I'm trying to. So I know what wall balls finishes.
Correct.
So it is.
And if it's not lunges because you've had a couple of goes at that, there's only 1 left.
Yeah, but which is my mind is completely.
Think about when you do your weekly shop and you carry all the bags into the house.
Oh, kettlebell carry.
Yeah, the farmer's carry.
Okay, farmer carry. Okay, there we go.
You get a bit of weekly practice of the old farmer's carry.
Yeah, farmer's carry. So farmer's carry, lunges, wall balls.
Correct.
Yeah, which leaves a lot at the end. That's quite heavy.
I think so.
Yeah.
The wall balls, having done a solo,
Yeah.
is a lonely place. 100 when you're knackered.
Yes, but it's because people don't train for it.
Right, Dan, tell us how to manage the.
Well, people
day.
see wall balls as 100. That's the common mistake.
I've got some news for you, Dan. It is 100.
No, it is, yeah. But people see it as 100 go.
1 block.
Yeah, one block, and then they fail, because you will fail. There's not many people who can do wall balls.
Well, I've got one of my questions for you actually was, do you think 100 unbroken wall balls is impressive?
Yeah, very.
Okay, good.
Extremely. Yeah, massively. There's no one really who does it. Like, I think...
it was a question submitted by one of our...
Oh, okay. Yeah, like Tim Vilch. The
Venish?
The guy won, basically, the Hyrox World Championship.
German guy.
Yeah, he goes... He doesn't really go unbroken. So he does it on purpose where he stops. I think he
didn't look very intentional when I looked at him last time, actually.
Yeah. So, whereas Hunter tried to do like the whole thing, I think he's tried to do the whole thing as a... So he came second, but he didn't feel great at the last World Champs, but I believe he tries to just go all out and do them all.
He's somebody who champions the unbroken wall ball.
Yeah.
But he knows how difficult it is. And it's I think for him, it's an ego thing.
It is probably because it's like I can do.
Normally he's quite
but it didn't happen in the Worlds, did it? He sort of failed a little bit.
The last one, not the most recent one.
No, yeah.
He did Unbroken at this World.
Oh, did he really?
When he lost to Tim Venus.
Yeah, he
still did Unbroken.
Okay, but it was just a bit slower.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
It was just because he arrived at the station after Tim.
Yeah, so Tim was he's catching him up. Okay, but there you go.
Tim had about 4 breaks.
Yeah, but still won.
Yeah.
So he probably maybe ran faster.
That's the thing. There was a point I think Hunter dropped the kettlebells like 3 times, and I'm not saying it's easy because it's not, but for Hunter it should be easy.
For the viewers, it's 32k, isn't it?
That was one of my questions for you. Now. Yes, it is.
32 in each hand.
In each hand.
Yeah.
That's a human you're carrying.
Yeah.
64 kilos.
64 kilos is a lot.
It's a human.
Yeah, it's a lot. So it's a lot of weight, and it's making sure. But by then, so you are farmers carry lunges, wall balls. Measuring your lactate there is hard. Like trying to control that.
Yeah.
But you train to control it, and on the day you're smart. That's the deal.
So did you do a bit of feel on the day then?
Feel. Yeah, so so you train smartly, but then on the day, remember we had a conversation about paces. We talked about that. Well, there's something I got a target. So at the end of the day in a race, if I'm not hitting that target, wow, it's irrelevant what my heart rate is.
Yeah, we talked about data, and if your heart rate is higher than it should be, you're like
on race day,
just switch the watch underneath.
Yeah, because you're trying to do something. If you fail, it's a race. It's not training, so it means your training has failed.
Yeah, what's the point in?
What's the point?
It?
Yeah. Patrick Lang just posted his so Patrick Lang came 9th in the Ironman World Championships. He just posted something online, and his heart rate was really quite stable during the marathon. He ran into 9th. He's really disappointed actually because he's won it like 3 times before.
Wow.
And in the last section, he ran really hard, and you can see it goes up to like maybe upwards of like 160 or something, a bit more, which is probably considerably low for a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And but then he said I was sick earlier in the week, and obviously there's loads of sickness and illnesses going around, especially at this time of year. So he basically was sick like Monday, but then on the Sunday he was like, I got to the start line, I should be quite happy with myself.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
This podcast is brought to you by A1 Physique. Now, all throughout these episodes, you'll hear Coach Dan and myself talk about the importance of recovery for your training. Nothing better than collagen for instant recovery from really intense workouts. Ligaments, tendons need repair. And by encompassing this in a morning daily coffee, it becomes the easiest supplement to add into your daily routine. Available from our website, free shipping, and each cup is giving you 21 grams of that nourishing collagen protein coffee, perfect for athlete recovery, and endorsed by Coach Dan himself. So as of right now, how many athletes do you coach that are training for a Hyrox or do a Hyrox?
Well, that is a good question actually. Training for a Hyrox more than I would say Hyrox athletes.
Yeah, because I don't think people like to just be pigeonholed, do they?
No. Some people who are like 10k runners quite enjoy just doing Hyrox and stuff. I solely coach just Hyrox, so probably about 4 or 5 just Hyrox.
Wow.
And then some I support their running. Like Will, I support his running for his Hyrox. He's so established in strength. Like he owns the most successful gym in the local area for like hybrid. For cross. Like he's been to the CrossFit Games before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So like he knows what he's doing.
You're not going to coach him on strength.
They don't need to, you know. Whereas the others, like I've got scientific background. I've got, not that I need it, but like PT level 3, you know. So I'm allowed to do it in the eyes of the law and legally.
Yeah.
And I also know a lot more from just like my science background. So
Where do you put me in that? Do you put me as a running athlete?
Yeah, I'd put you as a runner.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, yeah, because you
just a really strong one.
Yeah, That's top heavy runner.
Yeah, oh, okay, that's a different spin.
But yeah, but yeah, so there's quite a few in and like with Amy, I guess it's like I wouldn't even say a coach, it's more like a consultancy role.
Okay. How's it different to what you do with Will?
I have more contact with Will.
Okay.
I mean, I have quite a lot of contact with Amy.
And then just more needy with you, is that what it is?
Oh, well, and also there's a guy, another CrossFit athlete that I have a consultancy thing with. There's a guy who lives in Spain, actually, and he's coached by Fraser, who also coaches in blueprint. So yeah, that's quite cool. That's a nice little link. Yeah. But again, I'd say that was more like a consultancy. We dip in and dip out. So he's got an event coming up 6 weeks ago. What should I do? Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
You said you don't train Will on the strength stuff because he's very experienced.
Yep.
But you have your own experience in that.
Yep.
How do you feel about strength and its role within Hyrox and kind of adapting for the stations, etc.?
Yeah, I think because of Hyrox season starting, so it must be on social media a lot more. I've had a lot, and I do like strength and conditioning classes on a Thursday. I do them I do individual stuff and I do group stuff. Yeah, so I do.
How many are in your class at one go?
5, just like
it's like a small group.
It's quite bespoke.
Yeah,
yeah. More, and you don't get that individual. You critiquing people is not critiquing people. Advising people is not that easy when there's more.
Because you only got one set of eyes, mate.
Yeah. I think there's way more. I'll use this phrase because when I was talking to someone earlier in the week, they used it a lot. There's a lot more meat on the bone with strength and not just running, but like endurance. So obviously the classic model of an endurance athlete is slight. Let's say slight and
lighter
lean.
and brighter.
Yeah. Whereas, you got your Hyrox athletes, they are mixed. They're mixed. Some are big, some are small, but like they are bigger than a classic runner.
They're carrying more muscle, aren't they? Yeah.
But take example, like Jake Dearden at the moment is aiming to do a 2:19 marathon.
I don't know what he walks around at weight rise either, because he's got a lot of muscle.
I think it was about 90.
No.
Yeah.
90 kg?
Yeah, it's upwards of 90, yeah. And he's trying to plumb it down towards like 80s, like low 80s.
Wow.
I'm sure that's what it was. I might be wrong, I could be wrong, but it's definitely like heavier than like, I'm sure he's either said he's 85 and he wants to get lower, but I don't think he'd be 85, it'd be more than that. He's quite big.
How tall is he?
I don't know him personally. I don't know. He looks quite tall. He must be about his height. Like I don't know. He's got to be close to 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm not questioning you. I think I'm like 82 to 84.
Okay, yeah, but you're quite a bit shorter than him.
Oh, he's done it, hasn't he? He's done it.
Oh no.
5'9" is actually the average height in the UK.
It is, yeah.
But only a short man would know that.
But then he got a lot of muscle.
Yeah,
he got a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
Either way, he's a lot heavier than the average runner, who's more like 60 something.
Okay.
I would say the average person who can run a 2:19 marathon weighs about 70k.
Or less, basically.
Or less.
Yeah, wow.
He weighs at least, okay, let's just say he weighs
85.
at least 10 kilograms more.
Yeah,
at
definitely
least.
more. Yeah.
But he's trying to do something that people do when they're extremely light.
Full time as well, just
Full time.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, I coached a guy who ran almost a 2:19 in marathon in London.
Wow.
And he weighs like 65.
Okay.
So he's very slight, very fast. I don't know what they're doing in Hyrox. I mean, I'm sure there are a few little things that maybe they shouldn't be doing, which we won't touch upon because we're not that controversial. No. However, he's still going to run 2:19 or at least attempt. That's insane if you weigh 80 kilograms. The fuel you have to put in your body just to get round a marathon at 2:19 pace is incredible.
And is it different if you're heavier, you think?
Yeah, 100%. You have more muscle. So effectively, if muscle fails because it lacks glycogen to do it, it's just going to cramp up.
You've got all these extra muscles. So I think the thing I've seen that's absent on runners is like shoulders.
Yeah.
A lateral raise has never been done.
Never. No. Overhead. An overhead. Yeah.
But so these muscles, let's say when you're running,
are
they still wanting oxygen?
Yes, definitely. Everything does. Yeah, everything does.
The muscles you're not using.
Yeah, so that's the old school approach, isn't it? Less muscle, the better. Which realistically, will make you more efficient.
Okay, but there's a balance to strike, which you're going to touch on about how strength.
So I'm a massive advocate of strength training. Now, you don't have to have lots and lots of muscle, but the denser your mitochondria are, the more, I guess the stronger you are, and the more, I'm trying to think of a really
springy
good word.
And stuff.
Well, yeah, power's amazing. Like, power's really important, but then it depends on the event.
Okay.
But the more robust you'll be.
Yes.
So less injuries, the more load you can hold.
Okay.
Which is definitely something that's a big thing.
Well, thinking about Hyrox, yeah.
Yeah, but no, just load in terms of like running load.
Okay.
So like if you are a stronger athlete, really, you're going to stay injury free. You can recover probably a bit faster if you're fueling your muscles. Like we've touched upon how you're more aerobic now. So that combination of muscle and aerobic fitness is like a hybrid pot of
He's
brilliance.
done 2. Ding, ding, ding.
So it's just trying to find that balance between the right amount of muscle and the right speed. I do think we're going to start seeing maybe a slight shift in the size of fast runners.
Going up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think people might weigh more.
Interesting.
Yeah. Triathletes weigh more now.
Yeah, some of your athletes are quite
Yeah.
well built, I'd say,
Yeah.
for the triathlon. Yeah.
Yeah. And they can run.
Yeah.
Like Jake, who I did the Worlds with, has never been faster. And he probably never weighed more.
Interesting.
Yeah. I do think there's a shift. I think there's always going to be that mental side of if I'm lighter, I'm faster. You know, like if you look at the Tour de France, the lighter they are, the faster they go up the hill. Most of the time.
Okay.
But there are cyclists now who weigh a bit more and they go faster. Because muscle definitely equals power, which definitely equals speed. Like there is no doubt about it.
But you're thinking about mass up a hill, which is that
Yes.
doesn't apply for Hyrox.
No, it doesn't apply for Hyrox. So that's why effectively they can still run low 3-minute Ks at the top end.
They do as well.
I know they do. It's fast.
Got another question for you, Dan.
Okay.
It's a quiz question for you.
Okay.
Do you know what the Hyrox world record is for men and women? So this would be both
Oh.
in the world, so the Elite 15 races, not
the fastest ever.
but in an Elite 15.
In
So
Elite
not
15.
counting, because I've seen some champions, I think, name's gone, but they've done an open category before.
Yeah. So it's got to be pro weights.
Yeah, so pro weights at the Elite 15 world record.
So if
recorded.
anyone doesn't know what pro weights is, it's basically there's an open weight,
Yep.
which is less
Yep.
for sled push and pull.
Yep.
Whereas there's a pro weight for the Elite 15 and people who want to effectively do the same race as the Elite 15.
Should we go through it quickly? So obviously run, 1 and ski the same.
Yeah.
Sled push.
Is 210 for the pro and 150 for the open.
Do you know what? I don't even actually know what the pro is. I think so. I know.
Pro is 210.
You think it's 210?
I'm 99% sure it's 210.
It's definitely 200 at least.
No, it's 210. I'm sure it is because
Okay.
I've had to lift them off for Will and it hurts.
I reckon he's just
so
done
many
210 because
weights.
it's easy. Because the open sled is 152 randomly.
Oh no, I think the pro one might be something like
202, for example.
Yeah, it is. I think it is something like that. So
202.
we do 210 because it's just like, well, if you can push it in training, it's better for the
Better for you, yeah. So, well, but if we round them, it's 150, 200, let's say then. Pull?
150 for pro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing like 1 for...
That's, 100 for...
100 for open.
Burpees are burpees.
Yeah.
You know, if you're heavier, you're heavier.
Yep.
Rowing's rowing.
Rowing's rowing.
You did the handbag one earlier. Sorry, the shopping bag one earlier. 24 kilos and then 32s.
Yep. 24 and 32.
Lunges.
So 30 for pro.
Yep.
And
Do you know why you know the pro stuff? And you're just you just treat
well,
like, train pro athletes.
I'm
mate.
like we got to go good. Yeah, we're going.
Okay,
We're
30
going.
for pro.
15?
20.
20. Oh, that's not much different, is it? That's hard.
It's a 50% uplift.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
And then wall balls.
Ooh.
This, for me, is the biggest... I mean, obviously sled push, but the biggest difference is trying to throw this ball 100 times versus the slightly lower one.
10 and 20?
Pounds is close, but as kilos, it's kind of done in Hyrox.
Okay.
So it's 6 and 9. So it's about 10 and 20, I think.
Yeah.
Give or take.
50% uplift.
Yeah. So it's massively different, though. Throwing a
massively
6 kilo, for me, is now quite comfortable
Okay.
100 times.
Yeah.
The 9. Do you know what it is? It's just
The 9.
when it comes back down, it comes back down so aggressively. Like
Yeah.
it just hits you and you're like, ugh. So it almost sinks you into a lower squat,
Yeah.
which is harder work.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where the sort of compounding difference of doing pro. Now, I interestingly, for my training before Cardiff, did lots of pro training so that the open weight felt amazing.
Yeah.
But my God, did it feel amazing, Dan.
Yeah.
Like I whipped through the burpees and went, I feel great.
Yeah.
Normally that's where I die.
Yeah.
Body
But
weight.
that's also being more aerobic. Like you have to. I think people have really understood, and well, that's why I'm bringing the science into it. When I train people, it's like being more aerobic gives you such a benefit.
Do you remember where I was because this might be really interesting for people, because the biggest difference to get from 121 to 112, so wherever you are, you know, a significant drop. Do you remember benchmarking me at the start and thinking, right, that's where Brad is now, and then seeing where I'm at today? What the biggest obviously aerobic capacity, but do you remember where I was?
Do you want to know what one thing? I don't know whether this is a bad thing or a good thing. It's just whatever it is, what it is. I tend to never ever really remember where people have come from, and I just treat them at where they are. Because effectively, let's say we're going like heart rate to pace.
Yeah.
I don't really mind where you came from. I don't really mind where you're going. It's where you are now that's the most important thing.
But have you not mapped out in your mind?
No, because you can't.
Max for me.
You can't. No, because you cannot ever really cap someone.
So a sub-2 marathon still in the books for me one day, potentially, because you've not mapped out the future, right?
Well, I mean, the odds are against you, but yeah, okay, I guess never say never. There's a chance.
Such a nice diplomatic answer, Dan.
Yeah.
It's unlike you, actually.
Yeah.
You take every chance to roast me you can.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like literally.
I think I texted you the other day, didn't I? I said, oh my God, look at my heart rate to pace here. And it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was...
But I won't remember that because I'm focused on where we are now and where we want to, and how we will move forwards.
Okay.
Where we get to is time. Where we've been, remember where you've been, that's fine, but that's more like that's your job.
I actually think if I can send a message out, that's really important where you've been, personally, not for you.
Yeah, no, it is, yeah.
Like,
remember where you've come from.
What happens always is a past version of yourself looks forward and goes, oh, I'd love to achieve that.
Yeah.
But when you get to that, whatever that is, you then look at the next that. And actually, if you took a moment to go back to a version of yourself 1 or 2 years ago, whatever this was,
yeah,
you can really live in the moment and appreciate it.
You can, but
I
find that if you keep looking forward, you'll keep moving forward.
Correct. I think it's just good for grounding. For
I
some
do
people.
understand that. I remember running with someone. This is so caveat into the podcast, what we're doing today. But like, I remember we were running with someone over the Malvern Hills, and he said, just stop. And he was an older athlete. And I was like, why are we stopping? I want to carry on. I've got ground to make. And he's like, just look. And I'm like, yeah, what are we looking at? And he just like, appreciate where we are. I now do that. I did not at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes you do need to take a moment.
Definitely.
Because actually, you can just appreciate of like what you're doing. You know, like I did Nice, and if I could have took a moment to have a look around at what was going on, you'd be like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Look where I am, mate.
But you can't, because at the time, the point of the day is to move forwards as fast as you can. But there are times in your training, in your life, where you can just pause and look.
It's important.
Yeah, it is. Racing isn't that time. Like Hyrox, if you stand there and go, oh, this is cool, and everyone's running past you.
Just do it after. Get your patch, get your Red Bull,
and
have a moment there. And I did just that, mate, to be fair. I was almost in tears at the end of it.
There you go.
So it's a really important day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to sort of move on to a little bit of a yes, no, quick fire, this or that style question for you, Dan, about Hyrox. The reason I've come up with some of these questions is because we did a poll this week for questions. I don't think your triathletes took it very seriously.
I have seen a few of these, yeah.
And I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll get on to that in a minute. But
I feel like it sums up some stereotypical norms that people have on Hyrox.
People have made some assumptions, haven't they?
They have made some assumptions, yes.
On that point then, how do you, having read the questions, how do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think they are stereotypes, yes, of Hyrox athletes.
Okay.
But then I think because they're so new, and Hyrox is such a new sport, because the stereotypes of runners and the stereotypes of triathletes and stuff, they've been around for so long, you've heard them all and they're quite boring now. Whereas the Hyrox ones are still quite funny because they're so new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them I don't even think I can read on this podcast.
You definitely can't repeat them.
Okay. Couple of quick fires for you then.
Okay.
Hyrox.
Yeah.
Top on or off?
If I'm ever doing an event and it requires a race, it should be on.
I've seen you run at the track with a top off, just for everyone else's benefit.
It's training.
Oh, okay.
Training's different.
Oh, just before I move on then. So I did Cardiff for the first time without a top on. Bear in mind I've done 6 events. 5 with a top on.
Yeah.
one with top off.
Oh, you
PB.
went faster. You went faster.
PB. All right. So if anyone's got any beef,
it's lighter.
with tops
It's
off,
lighter.
I've got to say they're always an indoor event.
Yeah.
And if you're a triathlete,
it's hot.
You're outside. You're in the
Yeah,
water.
it's true. Yeah.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
The one in London I did was inside the Olympia building, and it was like a big greenhouse. So I'm not a hater of the top off.
I do have to be honest. Every time I'm allowed to in triathlon, my zip comes right down.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I've seen all your athletes actually. The ones that did it in Wales, zips are down.
because it's hot, mate, and it's you wearing a tri-suit and it's warm.
Right, message to the triathletes: back off. Singles or doubles?
Oh, singles.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah. It's harder. So it's like
It's a different sport.
it's a different sport.
I actually started on doubles.
Yeah.
Moved to singles.
And you're like,
And was like,
whoa.
what the hell? Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that at all. It's just, like you say, it's the compounding. I think that you can hit that lactate way easier in solo.
Yeah,
Because you get so many breaks in doubles.
Yeah.
Definitely. Water breaks or go full out sand mouth?
Water breaks.
See, I knew as a coach you would be 100% water breaks. There was a Elite 15 race where James Kelly called out the winner for having a water break, but he won. I was like, hang on, it's a weird way to try and criticise somebody.
Maybe he won because of the water break.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coach Dan says, pour it over your back.
Yeah. On your head, stay cool.
Yeah, that's it, on your head, sorry, not your back. Heart rate monitor or go by feel?
Go by feel.
Race day tactics,
Race
right?
days, go by feel.
Just don't even look at your
Wear it, but don't look, because it's interesting to look back at.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So recalibrate your Garmin.
Yeah.
To hide the heart rate.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to be distracted.
No, you just put
Yeah.
lap time, because you might want to lap each quarter. Because you might not want to look at the total, but if someone who's experienced, they'll know how long each individual thing takes. So if you lap it, you'll be like, okay, bang.
There's a really good app that I want to plug just for a second because it's free and I think everyone should know about it. Roxfit. So on there, what you can do is you can essentially put in the type of race you're doing, so men, open, men, pro, doubles, time that you want to finish in, and it'll map out the course. And if it's close enough to the event and the course map is out, it'll actually do it bespoke to the course because it knows each rock zone, right?
It knows how far
unbelievably helpful.
So the rock zone guys, although it sounds a bit well, yeah.
Don't say it.
It's effectively the time between each discipline before you get to the run.
Yeah, so it's just a gap between the running course and the exercise station.
It's like the transition.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, if you're a triathlete, it's transition.
Yeah.
So the app is really clever. So it'll map out where you're going to be at each point. So when you hit lap and you finished the ski, let's say, it'll go, oh, you're X seconds ahead, and it'll go green, or X seconds behind.
So it downloads to your Garmin?
Yeah. Oh my God. And it works on Apple actually as well. But on my Garmin, so I was going through Cardiff, and it goes, you're a minute ahead, you're 2 minutes ahead, you're 2.5 minutes. I'm like, it's broken. It's broken.
The GPS is off.
Nah, it's knackered, mate.
Completely wrong.
Nah, it's got no idea.
Yeah, it doesn't know what we're doing.
Yeah, if you've not tried Roxfit and you are doing Hyrox, please, it's free, it's amazing. You know, it's on race day, nothing better.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing better. Farmer's carry, chalk for your hands or keep those seconds in the bank.
Yeah, chalk. I think it's big.
Yeah.
I think, didn't Hunter not chalk his hands?
That's
and
exactly, dropped it
yeah.
like 4 times. Do you know what? That's really painful to watch as well.
Yeah, and especially when it's someone so talented as him,
Yeah.
who really probably would have won it if he didn't drop him.
Do you know what's really ironic as well? Before the race, he was calling Tim the winner.
Yeah.
Tiny Tim.
Yeah, he was calling him Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Constantly in the press conference.
I've got to say, karma.
But he's that kind of guy who wants to get in his head.
He does.
They're dirty tactics. But
it's like
it's just like but he's great for the sport. You know, he's been involved in all sorts of different like random extreme sports his whole life. So this is like a blessing for him because there's actual financial backing in this one.
That reminds me, we didn't actually get to the world records. We just tangented off.
Oh yeah.
Which is pathetic.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to that after this last question then. Oh no, we did it. So our unbroken wall ball's impressive and you say absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to do lactate build up.
But we didn't talk about the speed. We didn't say what the world records were.
Right. Okay. So world record for men or women. Let's go women first, if you know.
Yeah.
Extra point if you know who owns it.
No, I don't know who owns it.
Okay. Have a guess of where you think it is. Solo.
52.
No. Too fast.
Too fast.
That would be more like a doubles world record. That's in that ball wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Do you want to have another go?
101.
56.23.
56.
Do you want to have a guess of who it is?
Who is it? Tia.
Lauren Weeks. She's like the OG in that space. Yeah. Lauren Weeks, 56:23. When I looked this up, that's faster than I thought it was. And that's
okay. You thought it'd be like around an hour.
Oh, well, I just thought, 58 maybe.
Yeah, okay.
So 56:23. Super impressed.
Yeah, because you're running your K splits for that are really fast.
Super fast.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3 low threes.
Yeah, have to be.
For the men.
Oh, well, if women's 56, 49.
Again, that would be, I think the 49 is
a doubles.
Doubles.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's around doubles.
53?
Yeah.
Okay.
53:22.
Only 3 minutes.
That's why I was so impressed. It's literally 3 minutes and a second difference.
That's not that much difference, is it? That shocks me, actually.
Do you know who owns it?
Are they in the Elite 15?
Yeah, it has to be, because it's in the Elite 15 race.
Oh, it's an Elite 15 race. Is it Tim?
No.
No, then.
Hunter.
Oh, is he really?
So a few years ago, Hunter, when I actually got into it, interestingly, he was like unbeatable.
Yeah.
That's when he set that record, one of those years. He's become unbeatable.
Yeah.
And then it's just, not that he's dropped. He did have a bad race.
It makes you wonder whether it was a little bit short.
No, because he's come really close.
Okay.
Within about 5 or 10 seconds again.
Okay. Yeah.
And James Kelly, I think, got within a second of that. I think 1 second in one race.
That's quite impressive.
So I don't think it was a short. I mean, there are short courses, don't get me wrong, but the difference with the elite race and the open and pro races is that they move the course around so that the audience are always in the same place. Whereas in the actual events, you kind of travel to different places, and that's why there's a rock zone.
Yeah.
Whereas in the elites, there's just one zone where they push a sled, they'll do a burpee down it. Do you know what I mean? It's all the same. So they'll get the ski in and get a ski out. It's kind of...
So it'll always be around a K, so they're pretty,
exactly.
pretty on it.
Okay. I do want to recap a little bit so people can kind of get the top tips from you, I guess. And I'm going to finish on that stupid Q&A that your triathletes did, just as a little bit of a funny exit. But key takeaways, I guess, for people that are then, I guess, looking at Hyrox, thinking about it, or training as if they were going to do one if they can't get a ticket. What are the adaptations you take from endurance coaching or endurance training, sorry, that's...
It's probably more aerobic than you think. Make sure you know the demands of each discipline really well, like
through practicing.
Yeah, through practicing, and it's actually, don't just do sims all the time.
Again, that's like just doing it all out 5K all the time.
Break it down. Actually, break it down. Make sure you've practiced. Like, I don't know, do 5 times 100 wall balls in training. Oh, I know, but
your
like
poor knees.
Yeah,
I find my knees get done after that.
But it's like, we'll do it with a lighter weight, because then you are adapting to the stimulus.
What about 60 with a heavier weight?
Yeah, all that. It's the same sort of principle, isn't it?
I prefer to do less.
Prefer to do less. How about 100 kilo wall ball and I do one?
Yeah. If you could throw it, you win.
Brilliant,
mate.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, you win.
Yeah, so that sort of thing. It's like, or like realistically, seek advice. Go get a good coach. Because I imagine there are a lot of Hyroxes. I imagine there's a lot of Hyrox coaches out there who,
I've got to say,
are slightly... I don't want to hate on a coach.
No.
Like, their experience is just a Hyrox.
And it's... Because you suffer at Hyrox, you think everything has to be suffer.
Yeah.
Which I learned from you is not the case.
And I'm not hating on people who want to do that. Let's go for it. Like, it depends what you want. It depends what you want from your Hyrox experience. If you want to get a lot better, then you need to seek out someone who's going to enhance your performance beyond your own knowledge. If that's what it is, that's fine. But actually, sometimes you might be just as qualified as this said coach, but this said coach has a few athletes, so they think they know what they're doing, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Quite a few Hyrox coaches are now trying to help with the running, but they have no running experience. They have Hyrox running experience.
I came to you for your running experience because I realised that all this brute force training just got me to a point where, I can push a sled fast, but I'm still rubbish at running, so I can't. Yeah. That's 70% of the race.
Or the running you were doing just wasn't really getting you anywhere.
Well, it was just suffering. It wasn't conditioning.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was none of that.
It was like, let's run faster to run fast.
And it just
doesn't work,
I just have to massage gun out all the time, just dying. My legs just dead. Yeah.
Just full capacity
Pain.
every time.
Whereas I could do 70k weeks of you, and I'm like, that's a sound.
I feel great. Yeah, I'm actually,
bouncing around.
Yeah, and it's hard to not hate on. I'm not trying to hate on other coaches. It's really hard to say things like that because I don't want to hate on other coaches.
Being critical is important, Dan, because I think it just further enforces your position in your education.
Yeah.
It just,
so.
It's required. It is what it is. No one's going to take it.
So I would, that's important. I mean, I don't like it. The thing is, I don't have any Hyrox space, if you know what I mean. But I would love to get into a place where I could go and do Hyrox coaching. But then I haven't got that Hyrox experience for people to then employ me. But actually, I could coach people to hammer people who do Hyrox in quite a quick time. I bet if I had the chance to turn all of my triathletes into Hyrox athletes, they'd be the best Hyrox athletes out there. I guarantee you that. Okay. Because it's...
Please don't, because I almost finished in top.
We haven't got any more.
I'm near the top 100 at the minute.
Because that's my confidence in my coaching, but also my confidence in hypertrophy. It's not hard. It's really simple.
Of course it is.
Like, it's really... I love coaching Hyrox because of how simple it is.
And it is, and that's one of the reasons I did it, as I say, to just differentiate from CrossFit. Yeah. I don't want to do Olympic weightlifting.
No, this is it, and that's why why CrossFit is so hard.
Yeah,
but it's not.
I respect it, but it's just not for me.
It's not that high. Like CrossFit is dying out. It's just people have found something to sort of like deviate towards.
Accessible.
Yeah, it's accessible. Hyrox is so popular because of how accessible it is.
Okay, bit of a telling off for your triathletes this week. They're the only ones that got involved in the Q&A, so I'm not actually going to read all the questions.
You're assuming they're triathletes.
They are. I can tell by their bitterness. So. Okay, just give you a flavour, right, of the questions. One of them was, what's more embarrassing, Hyrox with no top on, or the meaning of the name? Now, I don't even want you to answer it, Dan.
I mean, the meaning of the name isn't great, is it?
Well, I just pretend that it's not real.
Also, I feel like it's made them that much money, you can call it whatever you want.
Do you know what it was called pre-Hyrox?
Oh, well, was it not the name that it is? No, I don't know.
It was called Coolrox, but it's a German thing, so it's not, as we understand, cool, but like Coolrox, basically.
Coolrox.
But legally there was an issue with it or something.
Okay.
But Hyrox, it's the word hybrid. Apparently it's the word rockstar. I refuse to accept that.
Hybrid rockstar.
One of the questions, so the only question I'm actually going to get you to answer today, Dan, because the rest are a joke. Homework for everyone is better questions. Don't be such haters. Will Dan ever become a hybrid rockstar?
Wow. I'll become a Hyrox participant. But yeah.
The only people that say hybrid rockstar are just jealous.
It's jealous. No, yes, so we've spoke about this, haven't we? So I do need to do one.
We'd had a beer at the time.
We did have a beer. Yeah, we did have a beer. And we have got a plan. So it needs to fit seamlessly with the tri-season and the running season. So we are toying with the idea of doing a doubles to try and qualify. This is my idea and not your idea.
This is mad.
For the World Championships, because I think we can do it.
Weirdly, I don't usually say things like that, Dan.
No, but we're going to try and qualify for the Hyrox World Championships at Nice in February.
We are.
We need a ticket first. So we're going we're going to get a ticket and then we're going to go.
If we don't get a ticket, I'll be like, oh, what a shame we didn't,
Yeah, what a shame.
What a shame.
But that is the plan. That is the plan.
So hold this space.
So watch this space.
We're on the waiting list, and I'm going to be chasing Dan around a running track.
Yeah.
Whilst he watches me push the sled, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Good. Well, Dan, it's been a pleasure today, mate.
It's been good.
Loads of value in there. I got much more scientific insight than I think I could have imagined. So hopefully everyone listening found the benefit, and we'll do this again next week, mate.
Yep.
Thank you.
Look forward to it.